Days in the spot called career. Roulette, swaddled in the cradle of my inheritance. Vitality tainted by continuations of uneducated hope propped up by education. Sadness pushed up into makeup to make hope. Flawed hope present in the halls of financial institutions based on the denial of what's in the past. Denial-based hope like planting a flower upside down. Assisted denial, closing each other's eyelids. Communal sin, agendaed unselection of huge swaths of the reality world to not fuck with the stream of living easy. Heaven on earth, goddamn those not in dreamland. The problem in denying what's happened is the necessity to cling to something ruined for the return pull. The gravity of honest emotions is constant, and all that's in front of me to grab is the outstretched hand of falsity, who suggests my particular set of feelings are optional, often graced with a special vintage of breath which need not feel. And thus in denial discrimination is born. To prevent re-enlistment in who I am, I enlist in who no one is, greater than cutting myself off from the only company I've got. Discrepancy in how born I am does not exist, but theft based on the claim of discrepancy in how born I am does. Most notably, descendants by look-alike of colonial institutions who captured, abused, and killed, our skates are sharpened in preparation for a slide into the smoky cigar bar made of collegiate, corporate, and political accumulations of power, with the blunt edge of a collective and right out the womb assumption the job's theirs if they want it. And to bring such a one-sided assumption into being, a devil's side of the shoulder assumption must be made about non-lookalikes ripping skeet blades right off. The message contained in non-stated assumptions is passed on more completely than any message left hanging on to stated principles we use as trump cards on real feelings. Racism or any inequality message flows through the gap made by implication with room to relax, infiltrating bulletproof glass formed around letdown. Resultingly, another round of subjects, a next generation in robes, what fucked them in the first place, a seal by bloodline pact to defend any untaxed gifts arriving from the downtrodden abuses of my patrons, encouraging anti-other criteria, imposed the entrances to the warm rooms of resource control law, creation, and military command. The antithesis to anyone not unlinked from track records of commodifying humans, stealing sex, or doling out death do not belong now or in any imaginable generation to come near the title of leader. For it is impossible the substance of hate has worked its way from the drainage pipes and thus remains influential. The mentalities of the first-handedly guilty have not been abandoned, but even if we were in a place of humble eyes, corrupted heart don't heal that quick. Outside the warmth I have found cold. Unframed winter surrounding an empty path into the wood of grief. A wood void of dividends in the traditional sense, but not a lonely place like luxury apartment buildings are lonely, in touch with itself and therefore me, but blanketless and unwilling to do my job. Giving up my place on the guest list does not get me recognition, but a horseback ride of exorcism to pay off respect debt to those who have been recipients of my ignorance's spit, which gallops me who has been countries away from myself into the welcoming folds of my own humanity, and in turn allows me to walk out into company of people living generations taller, wider, and definitely deeper than I, teachers I persecute, like Paul's primary relationship with Christians. Without renouncement of job, family, things, or pastimes, complicit in the perpetuation of belief in my being relatively favored on an absolute basis, I cannot be prodigalized back into life's actual air. My ancestral vow to war cannot regurgitate itself. And the head of an advancing snake of a lineage I captain so long as I remain a child of denial will remain intact.